They have the nerve. Oh my gosh. Okay, so today we are back inside of Terry for now. What we're going to be working on is I'm going to be taking out this little console. I'm going to start with just the top half. So I want to take out just this top half. We're wanting to possibly keep the bottom half. If I can't get the top half out properly, then I'll probably end up just taking the whole thing out. The only thing is that we'll have to replace this with something, either kids' toy storage or storage for me and Elijah, something, because there's like a little vent or duct that's running behind there. So we did end up finding finally on Facebook somebody who was selling the exact same trailer that we have. It was just a 96 instead of a 94, and basically it had the exact same layout and everything, and they had redid things in there. But one of the things that we liked that we saw is that they took this out and they just had the bottom on it. We had already decided we wanted to keep the bottom before we saw that, but once we saw that, we're like, oh yeah, it opens up so much more space. And then that will also give us opportunity to mount a TV up here on the actual wall, because this thing kind of protrudes out a lot and it takes up a lot of space. So we figured, why not? We'll get rid of it. And then if we go ahead and take care of that, oh, also, while I'm in here working on this thing, we'll see how that goes. Elijah is actually underneath Terry right now. He's installing a new fuse panel, something like that, something that's under the tongue of the trailer, but it's the panel that the batteries run into to provide electric. So when we first got Terry, we plugged him in because we ended up staying in him overnight, and so we had plugged him in to power, and pretty much everything that works off of AC works, but it didn't have any batteries for us to test the DC, so we bought some batteries. We'll show you which batteries that we ended up buying.
That's all we got here.
I don't think I realized how big the batteries are gonna be, because these are, yeah, they're pretty big. Like, I don't know why I thought, like, because is this bigger than like a car battery?
No, it's about the size of, or the Veloster is smaller.
Really?
The Veloster has a small battery.
See, I feel like that's gigantic. Like, that's a big battery.
It's about the size of the Ford.
Oh gosh, that's heavy.
All right, so these do have the Bluetooth connectivity. It comes with the app, so you can basically monitor how much power it's got, how it's charging, all that good stuff. And then these are each 100 amps, 12 volts. And the way we're going to connect them together, we'll keep them at 12 volts each, instead of the 24. That way that we get more power.
Basically, instead of like connecting each one individually to the trailer, you're gonna have one connected to the trailer,
yeah,
and then
usually,
they connect. So you connect one battery to the other battery, and then you connect that battery to the trailer?
Yeah, usually you do like from here to the negative, and then here to there, and then the main cords will connect here, and then the other one will connect to that. So that's like pulling from both batteries equally.
Okay, so basically he's trying to explain how these are supposed to work to me, because these batteries and power sources and the wattage and all that stuff, that just goes right over my head. That's not my forte. So I'm trying to understand what he plans on doing with the batteries, because all I know is plug them in and something works. So I don't know like all the logistical stuff behind connect this to that and that to that, so that that converts into that and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just here so that when we get power, we are good to go. But yeah, I couldn't tell you what the difference is between any of these. I was asking about the amperage before we even bought these, and I'm like, well, what's the difference between, you know, 120 and 100 amp, if that's a thing. But yeah, I'm gonna give you an up close view of the batteries, because all I know is they're batteries, deep cycle batteries. You can use them for a long time. Hold on.
Yeah, so it'll keep the 12 volts, but it'll double the amperage, so we'll have 200 amps instead of 100.
Okay, so the parallel.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna connect this to this, and then this one will have a connection to the actual trailer.
Yeah, just one of them will have a connection.
Okay, I think I understand. So I got these off of Amazon, and so they weren't too bad for price points. I thought they were going to be a lot smaller, honestly. These are heavy. These are for Elijah to carry. Now that we have the batteries, he plugged them in and they didn't work. So he went under and realized that the fuse panel needed to be replaced under the trailer. So that's what he's down there doing. He was able to order one from online. So he's going to install that one, then hook up the batteries, and then we will see if we have some light in here. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys set up, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to take this part. I might just take a Sawzall to it and then see how that goes. But I'm going to try and be at least a little bit careful. Okay, so we're gonna start off with these guys first, the little wine rack holders. We're gonna take those out first, since that's something, you know. Ooh, it'll be helpful if I use this the right way. You drank it all.
Can I have some more?
Yes, just a moment.
Okay.
We're just gonna start unscrewing stuff. Okay, one more left that I could see. This last one is stubborn. I can't get this last one out, Elijah. I can't get this last one out. Yes. Okay, so look how much space is open. I had Elijah come in to take out a last screw because it was wedged weird, so I couldn't get it out. And then I also had him carry this out because it was like weirdly enough wedged in there. So I think we're gonna keep this one because we like the way that it looks. The only thing is that we're thinking of, because we already took the cabinet door off of it, we're thinking about just leaving it as like an open shelf because the trailer's not gonna really move that much. And this might be somewhere where we can end up putting like our router in there and like our Xbox and you know, anything that we need to access that's super quick, like any like TV box or anything like that. Anything that cannot be enclosed in a cabinet. So we'll probably turn that into like a media type cabinet. Let me show you what it looks like really quick. This thing we're gonna keep. Sorry about the shadows. Elijah really wants to get this working so that he can get some cassette tapes, but that opens up a lot more space, and I feel like what's left up there for space, it will leave us room for a TV. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So since that's gone, I'm going to need to putty in all the holes. So I'm going to work on doing putty really quick, and then I'll let it dry. And we don't have any more of the cabinet paint here with us today because we are painting the cabinets back for all the other cabinet doors. So this one will have to get painted and primed and painted another time. But also another thing is that this thing, they stuck it on there. It's like a sticky placemat. So we're gonna have to figure out, it's very hard to peel off. So we might have to peel as much as we can and then just sand down the whole top. We're gonna do the same thing that we're gonna do for the kitchen counters, where we go ahead and we put that little faux concrete top over there. But yeah, I'm liking the way it's looking so far. It definitely gives us a lot more space. We're just gonna use, because we don't have any wood filler on us right now, because I wasn't planning on patching any holes. So we're just gonna use this, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, we're gonna paint this wall. Enjoy. Okay, so wasn't planning on doing much painting today, but now we're gonna focus on this wall. I still have to roller the other wall, but we're gonna tape off this window here so that I can get painted behind the jackknife sofa. Okay, so underneath the sofa down here, hold on, I'll show you. That is our giant water tank. We still have to clean it out, but yeah, that's where all of our water will be. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can tape off this window as good as Elijah taped off ours. It's hard to work right here just because I need to get back here to paint, but I can't really step over here because the water tank is right here. So I might have to use little tiny pieces. Let's see how that goes. No, well, that's off to a great start. Okay, let's try this again. So we are done with taping. Now we get to cutting corners. Okay, so taking a break from painting in there, but the amount of cows that are outside right now and the fact that they have the nerve, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if these cows are adjusted to people, but I don't think they're afraid of people because like it was eating off of, let me show you, I'm gonna turn you around. There we go. So don't worry, kids are safe, but it was eating off of the tree back there, both of them, and then it came to eat off this tree, and then we're packing up the car to get ready to go, and this one right here, this one right there, this one right there, decided to be a little bold and keep walking towards us. That thing is almost as big as the car. You can't see through it, but oh my gosh, thing is as big as the car. Elijah's starting up the car to see if he can get it to move because we need to load up to go. And I'm like, come on. Okay, there it goes now. Off it goes. But I like how they came over here in pairs. I think that's the funniest thing ever. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, it wanted to eat off our little tree right here. I'm like, out of all the trees, dude, there's so many trees. There's a tree back there that they were originally eating off of. There's all those trees. There's our other tree that we mulched. And then there's all the trees back there. So this is why it's important for us to fence in our property. I don't think they'll do anything, but to avoid them doing this and trampling all over the place. I know we always see like hoof prints everywhere once we come back out and stuff, but yeah, they're grouped together, just hanging out in a pair. Oh, they're fighting. You see them fighting? The other one like hit the other one's butt, and then the other one turned around and like nudged it. It's funny because they're standing right where our shed is supposed to be. I'm like, you're not supposed to be there. But yeah, also, let me show you this one. See, there's also that one that's been watching us right there. I'm hoping that you can see it. I might have to zoom in more on the computer or something when I edit. But now we have them all over here, just hanging out. And then we have them all over here, just hanging out too. And then some over there too. There's a lot of them, just, they're everywhere. And it's funny because every time Girly sees one, she's like, burgers. One thing that Elijah and I want our kids to learn at an early age is where their food comes from. And, you know, being a part of homesteading, once we get our animals, they'll get a better understanding of it. But I need them to understand that a cow, you can enjoy its company, but it's not a pet, it's food. So what's your favorite food? I love burgers. So yeah, so the cow, you know, burgers come from a cow. And so she understands that, you know, a cow has to die for us to be able to eat it. Okay, but yeah, my battery died, so I had to replace it. But yeah, so we just want her to have a full understanding of the cycle of life, understanding where food comes from, understanding the process of things dying, living, all that kind of stuff. So I think it's important for kids to know that, because I know a lot of people want to protect their kids from death. And, you know, I know you think your pig is cute, but your pig is your best friend, and bacon comes from the soup from the store. But in reality, it doesn't. So she understands that pigs equal bacon. Bacon is yummy. Cows equal burgers. Burgers are yummy. So anytime she sees a pig or a cow, she's like, bacon and burgers. So yeah, that's my little rant. Let me show you how far I got in painting, well, in priming the camper. I think I only have one little section left, and then Elijah is going to be tasked with priming the roof and inside the taller cabinets that I can't get into. But I told him he's going to have to prime the roof because I'm done priming. I don't mind painting, because painting is going to be something new, but I'm tired of priming now. But to be fair, he did prime all the cabinet doors by himself, so I guess it's a win-win situation. But I don't want to do the roof, and he has to take down all the little frames and like the little fixture thingies up there anyway, so it just makes it easier for him to pull them down and then go ahead and do a quick prime. But now, since all the priming is done, next we can actually start painting. And also, I think I mentioned it earlier, but we won a jackknife sofa. So the blue sofa that we have inside the camper is called a jackknife sofa, and basically it like has a spring system and then it goes to lay down. One, we needed to upholster this one because we didn't want the blue, but also because it's been used before. So I think they just used it to sit on, not really a bed thing. But we wanted to make sure that we could swap that out. And so, you know, we keep an eye on the auction site every night just to see what pops up that we can possibly use for the camper. And so, lo and behold, a jackknife leather sofa popped up. We had no idea if it would fit or not, but we were like, we're gonna bid on it. We'll figure it out later because we can't do returns. And so it's worth like almost $800, the jackknife sofas. These things are expensive. And so we put our max price that we talked about, that we wanted to be like $350, I think it was. And so we've talked about it, and we were like, okay, $350 is going to be the max that we want to pay for it, because once you put in like the buyer fees and then the taxes that you pay, it would bring it up a good amount. And so I was on there, I was bidding away. It was only at like $100 originally, and then someone had set their max super high. So Elijah and I figured that we would have some fun with it, and so I think we ran them up to $400 or $500. No, I think we ran them up to $400 because we were like, okay, if we happen to win it, that's the max we'll be willing to pay. And so person got it for like $400. By the time they paid the buyer's fees and the taxes, I think it maybe took it up to like $600, maybe. I'm guessing, I don't know, but it was going to take it up pretty close to original purchase price if they bought it new. And so I told Elijah, I was like, I'm pretty sure they're either going to just cancel it or not pick it up, or you know, whatever. And so we didn't get a chance to get out here to measure to figure out what we wanted to do anyway because of the fires that were going on. And then last night we went back on the site, and so what happens is you add your stuff to your wish list, and if someone returns something that you lost, it will repopulate back onto your wish list. And so you're like, oh, all this stuff is here because they didn't pick it up or they returned it. And so he was just going through, our wish list was empty, and then he was just going through the normal RV stuff, and there was another jackknife sofa listed on there. And so you could see somewhat pictures of it. And so we bid, and we were like, okay, I think 150 is going to be the max out we want to go for this time. Big difference from the first time, because we were already set on fixing this one, reupholstering it and all that kind of stuff. And so Elijah started bidding on it, took it up to 150, person outbid us at 151, and then I was like, okay, just leave it alone. And then Elijah turns around, he's like, we got the sofa. So we ended up winning it for like only $153, which is not bad. So now we have a new sofa, and so we came out and we measured today, and it will fit. It's 72 inches, and so our spacing right now that we have between the cabinet and the wall is 75, so we might have to do something cool on the sides just to fill up the extra space, or it might fit in snugly because the measurements might be off a little bit. So now we have a new sofa, so I don't know, I think we're gonna go pick it up maybe next week and then probably get it down here. We can't bring it down here yet until we get rid of the jackknife that we have. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get it out of the camper, because we're gonna have to force it down to fold, because that's one of the main reasons why we didn't mind getting a new one if we could get it at a good price, because this one has some folding issues and we can't get it to fold. And so if we can't get it to fold, then we'll pull it out of the RV in pieces. But we might see if somebody wants to buy it off of us, because other than that, it's pretty good. It just needs a good shampoo, and you know, someone might just want to use it just as a sofa instead of having it fold down into a bed. So you never know. So we'll see what we can do with it. So I'm going to take you back inside of Terry. I think that's enough talking to you guys for today. I like talking to you guys. But I'm going to take you into Terry so that you can see everything that I primed, and then I need to quickly prime one more wall before Elijah gets done packing up everything. So yeah. Okay, so this is what I finished priming today. So I finished priming behind here. I tried to get that mirror off. I'll have to have Elijah try and pry it off. If we can't get it off, then we'll probably just paint it. Get away from the door. We'll probably just paint it black or something. I don't know. Elijah is tasked with going into there because I can't reach, and also getting the ceiling to finish priming that. And then he's also going to prime the roof throughout the whole trailer. And then I went ahead and primed this wall. We took off the structure here. Patched the holes. We'll have to sand those down a different time. We'll take care of this when we do the kitchen countertop, so not worried about that. And then we'll have to prime this whole cabinet system once we bring the cabinet paint back. But I also primed this wall here, and then all the walls are cut in as well. I was able to prime this wall along with this wall here. I don't know if we want to prime in there yet. We might, but that's going to be Elijah's task. And then this is all primed. Elijah also had to prime inside these cabinets here. I didn't prime this one. Don't worry about the license plate, because that's no longer a license plate. We actually got our real license plate in the mail. But I didn't prime this wall because that is going to have wallpaper on it, so I didn't have to worry about that. I did cut in the corners just to make it easier for when I went through with the primer. This wall here and this wall here is the last one that's to be primed, besides anything going on in the bathroom, because the bathroom we just want to tackle as a whole, because we're pretty much just going to be ripping everything out of there. So the next time that we come out to work on Terry, most likely we'll finally be painting our cabinets green, and Elijah's going to be priming the ceiling. And then if we have enough time, which I think we'll just have to do a whole dedicated day to Terry, we'll just knock out and get it painted. We're trying to get it painted before that week that I'm off, so that we can hang out in here and stay in here, because we want to enjoy Terry in all its goodness. Elijah's telling me that the cows are now behind Terry, so we don't have a window back there, but these things are getting nice and bold. So that is all I got for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.